What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me right here at my YouTube channel. This is where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. And right now, we're going to talk about Expedition Unknown Shark Trek. Yes, Shark Week is upon us, and I'm still kind of getting caught up. I just got back from vacation, so I missed the first part of Shark Week, but I do have Discovery Plus, so I'm trying to get caught up on all the Shark Week specials. I'm going to talk about all the Shark Week specials in a video once I finally get caught up. But I had to watch the Expedition Unknown Shark Trek special because, number one, I'm a huge Josh Gates fan. Number two, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I just love William Shatner. And I think it's a testament to the awesome life that he's lived. Dude is 90 years old and he's still trekking around. He's trekking around like he's 60. I don't know. I love it. I love William Shatner, and I love this kind of resurgence that he's had in popularity these past few years. You know, he's done some travel shows and whatnot, and I've thought that they were all a lot of fun. So William Shatner calls up Josh Gates and says, "Hey, you know what? Last year we talked about getting in the water. It's time to do this. It's time to get in the water and swim with some sharks." William Shatner said, "I'm afraid of sharks. Let's get in the water and swim with some." So really it was an escalating thing, right? The first thing that they did was get into a tank in a controlled environment with some hammerheads and some other sharks. The second step was to get in the water with, I believe it was reef sharks, but, you know, in a wild environment with the reef sharks around them. And then the third step was to get into the cage with the great white. And each step continued to be interesting. Like, it wasn't a case where, like, the payoff was at the end when they got in the cage. Honestly, for me, I was just as interested in the aquarium dive. The controlled tank dive. I thought that was fantastic. How they, I just did a dolphin swim in St. Augustine, and they had a ramp that started out in like ankle deep water, and then it took you down until you were in waist deep water, and then there was a drop off where when we finally did our dolphin swim, you know, we had to step off the drop off into the really deep water, and then swim out. But they said, the trainer said that we go in the ramp. We go in the ramp because that's like knocking on the door. When you go in the ramp, it lets them know that you're there. You don't just dive into the deep water. You go in gradually on the ramp because it's like knocking on the door and saying, "Hey, we're here, we're coming in." And it makes me wonder if sharks have the same kind of mentality, because they went into shallow water first and they gradually got out to like waist deep water. So, and especially the great hammerheads, they kept on getting closer and closer until eventually they were coming really close. And makes me wonder if sharks have the same mentality, where if you get into a controlled environment with a shark, you want to start out in that shallower water to kind of let them know, "Hey, I'm coming in." I don't know. It was just, but I did make that connection just because I did just recently have that experience in St. Augustine. But yeah, I loved how they were telling, stand your ground, stand your ground. You know, you don't want to look like prey. You don't want to look like you're trying to get away, because if you look like you're trying to get away, if you look like prey, they might come in and take a bite, right? You want to stand your ground. You want to come off like you're a predator to these animals, even though you mean them no harm. You want to come off like you're a predator. The dive with the I believe it was reef sharks. Man, that's on my bucket list. That's on my bucket list, is diving with sharks like that. Just free diving with them. Just an amazing experience. Very jealous of Mr. Shatner on being able to do that. Yeah, the whole what was nice about this was I'm a fan of William Shatner, so I guess that helped me kind of be able to live vicariously through him, right? I'm seeing his adventures through his eyes, and I'm kind of experiencing it with him. Even though I'm not there, I'm not in the water, I'm not actually having the experience, but I'm kind of like, since I feel like I've got a connection with him, even though it's a one-way, completely manufactured by media connection, I still kind of having these experiences through his eyes. And that's a lot of fun. You know, Josh Gates brought with him in this episode his trademark dad humor, which I love. You know, I'm real big into dad humor. I always tell people the best thing about becoming a dad is I get to make dad jokes now. And Josh Gates, he's perfected it, right? And I love the running joke where Josh, don't make any Star Trek jokes. And I loved the Star Trek jokes throughout. My favorite moment of the entire episode was when they were on horseback. If you're a Star Trek fan, you know what I'm talking about. It might have been your favorite moment of the episode also. When they're on horseback, that harkens back to Star Trek Generations, where Picard and Kirk met. I take it the situation is against us, and the odds are grim. You might say that. Sounds like fun. That is. I mean, I loved it. I love that stuff. I love that stuff. Even the font at the beginning was the old Star Trek font, and the shark swimming by. It was swimming by like the Enterprise would in those original 1960s episodes. This was a very well done episode. It was a very well done episode that had a lot of. Definitely had a lot of care put into it, you know, for fans of Josh Gates and for fans of William Shatner, and honestly for fans of Shark Week. This had a little bit of something for everybody, and I'm a fan of all three, so I was kind of just geeking out the entire time. So definitely liked this episode of Expedition Unknown. You know, Josh Gates has done several specials. Especially since he's been on Disney Plus. The most recent one was the Back to the Future one. This has been my favorite one. I thought this was great. I really did. I thought this was great. This was everything I wanted it to be. So, what did you guys think of Shark Trek? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as me? Because I really liked it. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. While you're down there commenting, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out a lot of content, and I want to make sure that you're up to date with everything that I'm doing. And as always, thank you so much for joining me right here at the Geeky Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.